super fast spiders, super strong zombies, supercharged creepers. I installed a mod that makes mobs extremely dangerous to fight. The whole world has been turned into a snowy plains biome, and I'm going to survive 7 days here. Please subscribe, leave a like, and welcome to Minecraft's hardest mod. Also, a side note, thank you so much for all your support. We're at 30 subscribers, and that's crazy awesome. I couldn't imagine that happening. Thank you. Alright, so here are my goals for day 1. Get a weapon and some armor as fast as possible, and find shelter. Speed is a necessity. It's extremely dangerous here. One hit or two and you're dead. So the first thing I do is your classic time-tested OG strat that I see all the pro players doing these days. Some of you might even call this cheating. Some of you already know what I'm talking about. That's right. Getting some wood. Oh yeah. Also got some flowers for good luck. Yeah. So that's what I spent this day doing pretty much. Just going as fast as I could and gathering as many resources as I could. Here I was super happy to find some iron. That brings us closer to our goal of getting armored up for the dangers ahead. Next, I stumbled upon these pumpkins, and for some reason, I stared at them for a long time. Maybe I was coming up with a plan, but yeah, anyways, don't forget about these little guys. They come into play later. And so then I was trying to get some coal, and I noticed something. My first zombie. I was definitely not ready for this guy. I considered fighting him for like 2 seconds before I was like, maybe not. Good thing too, because if I died, I could have missed out on this iron I found over here. But when I turned around, I saw this guy. Immediately, I was like, nope, I'm out of here. But the guy caught up to me. Just take a look at this. He had been burning for like 10 seconds already, and he still had full health. I had to hit him at least 4 times before he even started to lose health. After like 22 hits, he was down. I had survived my first monster, but that was only the beginning. It was starting to get dark, and I needed a place to stay. So I decided to sprint back towards that little tunnel from earlier where I found my first bits of iron. I was in a bit of a panic, so I didn't mind taking some fall damage. Once I got there, I had to board up the entrance. I'm not sure why I wanted to use wood instead of something easier to get, like cobblestone, which I could have just mined. But I guess I wanted to be fancy or something. I also made a door. I don't know why I felt the need to comment on this in the script, but going outdoors for 2 seconds to place the door in that correct orientation was terrifying. I was so scared to do that. Like if we had a heart monitor, it would be up for some reason. But little did I know, these doors would save my life one day down the line. The very second the iron was done, I turned it into a chest plate, because I wasn't taking any chances. Then I just kinda mined for the rest of the night, and I cut that out since it's way too exhilarating for human eyes to behold. You know? So, yeah. Oh, but also, with the rest of the iron, I made not 1, but 2 iron shields. And just watch, I'll thank myself for this later, and it'll be great. Okay. Day 2 was finally here. As I step out of my tunnel, I inspected my surroundings, because I was on high alert. The goal of day 2 was to find the village. Goal, find the village. Okay. A village would have food, and an iron golem to protect me, loot to help me better survive, and best of all, beds. That way I didn't have to kill a bunch of spiders for string, which would easily result in my death because spiders here are like flash. And yeah, and if I don't sleep, then the phantoms will probably start to kill me. In return, I could help protect the village from the evils of this world. I don't know why I said it all super dramatic like that. Anyways, I started the morning by collecting seeds that I hoped to start a farm from. I also started hunting some rabbits, or at least I tried to, but they staged like a mini rebellion and refused to be hunted. Then I ran into this. It started charging right at me. This bear was insane. Look at those spins. I was trying, it was trying to 360 no-scope me or use spinjitzu or something. Needless to say, I was terrified. Territory successfully established. I was staying as far away as possible. After a bit more hiking, I see it. My saving grace. My beacon of hope, a village building. As I rush over there, I hear a cat meow and have this awesome idea like, OMG, I should get a bunch of cats and surround the village with those cats, and that way creepers will be too scared to get near me. But just ignore this idea because this never ends up happening. Yeah. After finding and exploring the village, the next order of business was to protect the village. And also, rabbits seem not to like me for some reason. But anyways, so I started putting torches down everywhere so that no mobs could spawn. And after a bit more mining, night 2 was approaching. And you already know I wasn't taking any chances with that. So I rushed into this ice house and slept. On the morning of day 3, I was starting to get hungry. I cooked up some of the food I had, but it wouldn't be enough. I need more. I needed a steady, renewable supply of food. But these farmers' crops were growing slower than like newly hatched baby turtles in those documentaries where they're crawling towards the ocean as fast as possible before the seagulls attack. And you know, I know we aren't supposed to like interfere, but aren't sea turtles endangered? So like, why don't the cameramen in those documentaries just stop the seagulls from eating the baby turtles? Can't they just like walk onto the beach and scare them off? But I guess seagulls are kind of fearless nowadays. You seen those videos where they like attack people for french fries? Anyways, yeah, the crops were that slow and I needed food. I considered the animals, but it would be better to breed them first. And I need wheat for that. And I need crops to grow for that. And I couldn't even fish because I needed string for that. Which means I had to kill those speedster spiders for that. Which explains why I could never get any pet cats to keep the creepers away, because it was a lot. So instead, the goal of day 3 was to continue protecting the village. Day 3 goal, protect the village more. Remember those little pumpkin guys from the beginning? Well, this is them now. Quite the glow up, right? Look at that. They're ripped now. Arms are as strong as wood. I name you guard number 1. And so, this was the plan. I was going to surround the village and cool pumpkin people. If monsters got near, they could push them away, or at least keep them distracted as I help. As I was lighting up the village later in the night, I spotted them. Charged creepers. I needed to sleep as soon as possible and ran into this home. But I felt bad and didn't want to kick this guy out. But then I realized this guy will probably die if I don't sleep right now. And so, day 3 was over. Day 4. I woke up and there was chaos everywhere. The iron golem was on fire. A charged creeper was casually strolling through the village square. And sadly, one of our little pumps, guard number 1, had died. Immediately, I hypothesized it might be the torches, and so I moved the torches a little farther away from them. And guard number 1, Junior, was born. I knew that she would make her dad proud and follow in his footsteps. It was taking too long to fortify the village, so I needed to prioritize this ASAP. And that's what I did. I built a perimeter of snow golems around the village to protect us from harm. Night had fallen. I checked our farms, and after all that time, only 1 wheat had grown. That's when I made a dumb decision. I needed more food, and I needed it soon. I saw a skeleton in the distance, and I challenged him to a fight. I landed 4 hits on the guy, and he still hadn't taken any damage. But after that, I got the high ground, Anakin. Took him down. Sadly though, it was all for nothing, because it dropped no bones. No bones for me. Then I made another dumb decision. I spotted an igloo in the distance and decided, you know what, home is too far, and I sprinted straight at it. And let me just be clear, home was not that far, it was like equal distance away. So when I got there, there wasn't even a door. Anyone could walk in and kill me super easily. But remember those doors from earlier? This is where they saved my life. I plop one down and bam! I live another day. But as I went to fall asleep, I remembered igloos have like some kind of secret room, right? So I search for that. And lo and behold, I find it. I go down, find a kind of awkward situation that I ignore, and also find a golden apple. I also find a splash potion of weakness, which could have come in super handy if I had just taken it, but for some reason I didn't, which probably comes back to bite me in the butt later. And yeah, anyways, I go back upstairs and sleep. Day 5 gets off to a really bad start. I go outside and see mobs on fire, so I think, this is an easy win. Then, as I get close to a zombie, not only does he set me on fire, he also deals a whole 8 hearts of damage. I run home and immediately decide that's the goal for sorry, I can't talk. Okay, sorry. That's the goal for day 5. Get more armor. Because right now I'm an easy target and I can't let myself be dead in 2 hits. I have to survive. The village needs me. The people need me. So I get to work right away, mining iron. As I'm doing that, I get slightly jump scared until I realize that it's just 2 rabbits doing weird stuff in the corner. Eventually, I start climbing this mountain to find some iron, but I get into a little fight. Okay, 2 little fights. This skeleton wasn't playing any games. It took down like 70% of my shield's health. Look at that. And sadly, after fighting with this skeleton, I still didn't get any bones, which means we still don't have bone meal, which means we're still low on food. On my 3rd attempt to get this 1 piece of iron, I get into yet a 3rd little fight. At this point, I also start to wonder if this 1 piece of iron is really even worth it. And after remembering how that zombie did 8 hearts of damage to me, plus set me on fire, I decide, yes it is worth it. After I finish off that zombie, I rush back into there. I take that iron, and I rush back out as fast as possible. Night was starting to fall again. All was calm. All was quiet. Too quiet. That's when I spotted him. Someone had infiltrated the village. Quickly, I replaced my shield with the second one I had. I couldn't risk it breaking mid-fight. Then, I went in. He descends the mountain and rushes towards me. It's like he's shooting super rapid fire arrows or something, and his attacks are relentless. But finally, I get him. And he drops everything! Look at how I vigorously shake the screen in excitement. It had dropped arrows, a bow, and last but not least, bones! I finally had bone meal. After lighting up the village some more to avoid more intruders like that, I run straight to the farm to finally grow some more food. But of course, that's when tragedy struck. I hear my pumpkin peeps shooting at something, which can only mean one thing: danger. A spider, faster than the speed of light, rushes up to guard number 1 Junior and kills her in one chomp, murdering her in cold blood. But it didn't stop there. It went on to murder another pumpkin man before lunging at me. It seemed like my hits were doing nothing. It was crazy fast and hard to keep track of. It got 1 hit on me before I could take it out. But that 1 hit was half my entire health. It was over. The sun began to rise. Day 6 was here. I began day 6 by putting a dirty potato on this man's stove and collecting some leftover steak that I had forgotten in this house's backyard grill. I also finally made myself some pants along with a new shield so I could merge my 2 old shields together. I almost had a full suit of armor. I climbed up the mountain to find some more iron. And as I did that, I was chased by this pretty fast and persistent zombie. That's when I finally found it. 4 more pieces of iron. I could finally make some boots. I finished ascending the mountain and found 2 cats and a cow up there. I decided I would call the mountain Cat Cow Mountain, or Cow Cat Mountain, or Mount Cat Cow, or Cow Cat, or honestly, just whatever sounded best. Maybe leave a comment and let me know what you would name this mountain. Now that I had found the perfect place, I started to light it up to keep it safe from mobs. But you'll see later that I obviously didn't do a really good job at it because you'll find out. Now, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. So, all this time, I've been planning on building a big prison. OMG, it's like the jail that you saw in the thumbnail, but yeah. So I wanted to keep like one of each mob imprisoned there, and so here I had decided that this mountain overlooking the village was perfect for that. And that's what the goal of day 6 was. Gather materials to build the prison. But as I was lighting up Mount Cowcat, I found this little guy. But not just one of him, I found the whole group of hims. Were hers. Anyways, I just ignored them so I wouldn't accidentally trigger a raid battle or something. Oh, by the way, later this day, guard number 1, the second, was born. What a handsome boy, look at him. Whole night was spent organizing my inventory and cooking stone in the furnace for the prison building. But look, I finally made myself some iron boots and was fully armored up. Oh yeah, also the pillagers descended the mountain and were getting dangerously close to the village. I just continued to keep my distance though and hoped the iron golem would deal with them if they ever got a little too close. As I ascended the mines from collecting stone, day 7 had arrived. The goal of day 7? Build the prison. That's how I'll end off this episode. It started to snow too, which is very good dramatic timing for the last day. On the night of day 7, as the snow fell peacefully over the town, I began my ascent up the mountain. Until I was shot in the face. And this guy was both fast and he had the high ground. It was hard to fight him, so I just ran away. But I saw the iron golem and hoped I could lure the skeleton close enough to aggro him. Sure enough, that's exactly what happened. And let me tell you, that iron golem is super strong. He sprinted over and flipped that guy upside down. All in just one hit. In one big hug. I was so happy. Remember those flowers for good luck from the beginning? For some reason, I had been saving these flowers in my inventory the entire time. I felt like this was the right time. I held out a red flower for Mr. Golem and gave it to him. He was a little shy, but I'm sure he appreciated it. Okay, where was I? There I was, on the night of day 7, as the snow fell peacefully over the town. I began my ascent up the mountain. When I got to the peak, remember how I said we would later see how I obviously didn't do a good enough job of lighting up the mountaintop? This is that moment. A spider and I lock eyes, and it speeds towards me, attacking faster than the speed of instant noodles burning your tongue because you didn't wait a few minutes after taking it out of the microwave. After a few hits, the spider finally goes down. Everything is looking up. All that's left is this zombie. We can be friends, right? And then... And so... that cat's meow was the last thing I heard before that zombie taught me the true meaning of friendship. And now I lay there, with the snow covering whatever's left of me. But you can fix this. All you have to do is poke that subscribe button, and since you're already doing that, maybe you could poke that like button too? That way I'd know if you enjoyed this and if you want more stuff like this. But yeah, with that said, you're all beautiful people, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.